The Nissan Nation podcast is a presentation of DRB and KGB Media.
Hi, I'm Cindy Boyd, and you're listening to the Nissan Nation podcast. Booyah!
Recorded live, coast to coast, it's the Nissan Nation podcast. From camping, racing, and all points in between. The NNP is your Nissan Nation podcast. Now start your engines and welcome in the hosts, David and Danny.
What is going on, Nissan Nation? I got the big deal here with me. What's up going on, Dan?
What's up, big game Dave?
Oh, nothing much, buddy. Any fires or anything to report this week?
Apparently there's some fires, but nowhere near me, so I'm just drinking beer.
Why, from what the news says over here, you guys got lightning that's starting all these fires now or something, man.
Yeah, we got some tropical storms running through here. What about you? How's the weather down there?
Oh, it's a nice 99 with 100% humidity, so it's pretty cool.
And that's we'll touch on that and clothing in another time. I wanted to get into it, but I don't want to get into it yet. But yes, I'm sure humidity, which sucks. It's actually a little humid here, but I can't stand it.
Oh,
but yeah, so that's how things are going.
Well, that sucks. And let's see, what does that sound?
Oh,
we got sad times. Times.
It's making me emotional.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan, but this is August, and for those that don't know, this is when Nissan ends production of certain vehicles, and I think around the middle of this month, the Xterra sadly is no more. Try to keep it together, buddy, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy, I'm sorry. I know your company's called Xterra Performance, but...
Change it. It's going to be Danny Performance from now on. What's up, Dave? What do we got going today, buddy?
Oh, nothing much, man. We got all kinds of things to talk about. But first off, let's bring in. I'll let you introduce the guys, man.
Oh, man. We have a serious group of corrupt mountain range individuals sitting on the phones right now with us. I'd like to introduce the NORAC crew. Bill Irish and Rod DuPays, Dan Tabor. I was close. I knew it started with a T. Yeah, we got a bunch of those guys out here. Yeah. Well, I'll kind of let you guys run through it. I was just hoping to guess at as many names as I could come up with. Off my head.
Who do we have there tonight?
Yeah.
So we have Buddy Stalker, Dan Tabor. We have Tommy Lease, Rod DuPays. We have Tommy. We have Tommy's brother-in-law Dustin with us, who's also a member, and then myself.
Well,
we had about 14. We had 14 rigs total.
What did you?
And where are you guys right now? Tell the world.
We're in Ouray.
Ouray where?
Ouray, Colorado. Ouray, Colorado.
Could you just give us a quick, a very slight view into what you're looking out at your front window right now? You kind of gave us a little video of it a second ago. Give us a description of where you guys are chilling right now.
We got you back. All right. We're basically in the southern part of the state, not too far from Telluride, surrounded by about mountains everywhere, basically. Highest peak that we did so far this week is 13,226.
Yeah.
Had a couple 13,000. It was a good week.
That's
so you
awesome.
guys are
fun.
doing 13ers
play
in
the
trucks.
Rockies. Yeah, it's kind of cool,
Well,
it's basically an old mining town, is what it is.
Right. So this guys that listening here, this is going to be sketchy because they're literally out in the middle of the Rockies, and we're like one boy away watching porn from screwing up our internet connection. So from what we understand is there's a T1 line, and that kid is using it all up, man. So
sucking down the bandwidth and other things.
Watching something, who knows? But man, we are glad to have you guys on tonight, man. We've been wanting to talk to y'all for a while. So what is this? An annual run that y'all are on, or what's going on?
Yes, we call it Going Ouray, which stands for Group of Idiotic Nissan Guys. We might have been drinking at the time. No truth to that. And last year was the first year. We had 6 or 7 guys last year. Actually had a split group. This year we've got 20 rigs.
Wow.
14 rigs. So,
Nice.
good time had by all.
Yeah, man. So it really sounds like your club is starting to, with this run, take off a little bit then.
The club is actually doing well. We have about 50-plus members right now. Still doing a lot of work with the Forest Service, which is actually the key component of what we're doing.
Right.
We now have 2 adopted trails that we work directly with the forest to keep open and maintain.
Right. Well, before we get into that,
and hopefully we'll be doing the 3rd.
All right. So before we get into that, tell us a little bit about the club, man. What is NORAC?
Wow. NORAC is Nissan Off-Road Association of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It was started 2013 by myself, Slaz, Stalker, and James Lewis. And the purpose of it was to basically work directly with the Forest Service to try and keep trails open. That was the main purpose.
Right. And I'm assuming you guys had a problem with that this year because you guys have gotten rain like crazy.
Everything's been delayed. It's probably the worst year I've seen for wheeling. I mean, we're delayed almost 45 days on a lot of the trails opening.
Wow. So your club was just basically kind of set up you wanted to gather some Nissan people maybe and start protecting some of the trails or clean trails or?
Both.
It
was to work directly with the Forest Service to try to keep trails open.
Well, from what I've seen from y'all's Facebook page, man, it looks like y'all are doing some good work, man. I've seen where y'all taking the trailers out and you're fixing fences and cleaning up stuff and, well, what have we got going on over there, Dan?
Sorry. I'm having some drinks while we talk about this. And sometimes when it slows down, I have too many drinks and start playing with things within arm's reach. A little ADD problem that I have. Sorry about that, guys.
That's scary because you broadcast from your bedroom, so I'm scared what you're going to grab next.
You never know what's going to come sliding across your screen. That's part of the brilliance of the Nissan Nation podcast.
Well, yeah, we got to love our Dan there and whatever will pop in his mouth next. So y'all are out there. I mean, how many days y'all spending out in Ouray?
Well, some of us spent the whole week out here. A majority of them showed up Wednesday, and unfortunately, we all go home tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's sad. Yeah.
David, you do have an invite to join us next year. Grooters no, but you yes.
So pretty much, I'm just gonna crash. Then is what you're saying. I will say the only good reason that I didn't show up is that it's my daughter's birthday weekend that you guys decided to make this fantastic event, and it hurt my soul knowing that you guys were all going out there. And after it come to find out, we celebrated my daughter's birthday weekend last weekend, so this weekend's pretty much I could have taken the weekend off and gone out there. So
basically, you're trying to make us feel bad, even though you screwed up.
Sounds about right to me.
So what rigs do y'all take out there? Is it mostly Xterras? Any Frontiers? What's within your club?
On this trip, we had 1 Frontier and the rest were Xterras. In the club as a whole, we have 3 Frontiers and the rest of are all X's.
And 2 Jeeps.
And 2 Heaps because we can't be biased.
And a Toyota.
Oh, and a Toyota now too. That's right. I forgot about that.
How did the princess? Is the princess still alive and well, or is she dirty?
She got towed here.
Dude, I towed her here.
I saw that. It's in full princess regalia. I'm surprised that you didn't tow that thing in a Cinderella ball trailer made out of a pumpkin, like a golden pumpkin. That would be much more appropriate for your little.
Hey,
For those
Moab,
of you that don't know, Bill's Xterra is called the Princess because he is a bit anal, as I'll call it. He's a bit anal about the cleanliness of his rig.
Yeah, and I think that was part of what at Moab a couple years back.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
It was
You
fun.
would have gotten the award this year, but apparently everybody decided to leave before we gave awards out. So
Did they do awards this year, or were they trying to?
no, I think just because of weather and stuff like that.
that.
Yeah, they told me, they're like, why didn't you do awards? And I was like, everybody left. So I don't know.
Well, I'm keeping the title, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's a perma title.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you got to share it with Eddie with Wrangler or something, isn't it?
Oh, by the way, his rig got wrecked last week.
Oh, I saw that, man.
Wait.
Bad.
What?
Yeah, he caved in a fender.
Fender
Wait,
in the
that's
door.
Oh, I've done that.
Oh, that's nothing. That's not a fender.
My truck's running again. It took a year, but it's running again.
Yeah, but you smacked a Cadillac.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
That must be wheeling of Southern California, huh? You run over Cadillacs.
So we don't have nearly as many trees and mountains and stuff like you guys have so close. So I have to drive over Cadillacs.
What do you pick, the geriatric that drive the Cadillacs?
Yeah, well, they're suing me now.
Nice. Wah, wah, wah.
There's that.
And it's now known as frontierperformance.com.
Yeah, all right. Brought to you by.
So it sounds like you guys are having a great time out there, man. Any hell raising or anything? What's going on?
Nah, it's been pretty mellow as far as that side goes.
Well, you did say you had gray hair,
It's
so
not exactly a big town by any stretch of the imagination.
yeah, but it's a beautiful location.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Had some good trail damage yesterday, though, on Poughkeepsie. Had some really good trail damage.
Elaborate, sir, please.
Mr. Tommy Lease was on the wall on Poughkeepsie and managed to take out the rad skid, about a good inch bend on a hefty slider, rear quarter plastic. What else?
The rear leaf
And
spring.
the rear leaf spring, which I was really proud of
On
because
front-
he was determined to make it unassisted.
And the front bumper up in the spring.
Yeah, so pretty good job.
Did he like wreck rear leaf spring, or was it just all thrashed?
Well, he kind of bent it up from bouncing off of a rock. A big rock.
Gotcha. So you didn't have to like tie down strap his leaf springs or anything like that.
No, it wasn't that bad, unfortunately.
But he made it.
I made
That's
it up
good.
to the wall, though.
Nice, well done, sir. That's dedication. I'd like to give you a nice little golf clap if we could.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Hey Dan, what was it you were calling Bill on the last show? Something about his attire or something?
Oh no, he just pulls his one sock up too high, I think. Right? What is it? I don't even know what I said.
I wanted to let you know, Bill. He bust your balls about that, man. I was like, "What are you doing, Danny?"
Well,
Should I remind him about why I have that on another show? And make him feel bad?
That's the medical
No.
show.
no, because if I know why, then it's going to ruin all my fun.
That's Medical Nation.
Here on the Medical Nation podcast.
Well, it gives me a forum idea. Let me get on that real quick.
Yeah, right. Dave's buying the domain as we speak.
Well, man, as y'all can tell tonight, this is just a bullshit show. Really, we're just gonna have fun here. So, man, who's all the crew, man? Let us know everybody that's up there. Give us an idea. Any cool rigs? Anything, man? Besides the Princess, obviously.
It's your turn to talk. You know how I get in Moab when they give me a mic, and I know how Bill gets. Can we hear from anybody else other than Bill's big gaping maw slapping his jaws about what's going on over there?
Hey, now.
Oh,
I'm just
come
trying to be
on.
more like you, so just chill out. The big deal.
The big deal, getting one stood
Rod,
up.
Where's Rod? I know Rod's gonna be kicking in here somewhere. Rod, what's going on, man? Nothing?
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
It's been weeks, man. It's been it's been over a month now since I've talked to you, and I really enjoyed touching you inappropriately at Gone Moab, and I wanted to make sure you're keeping Bill in line over there.
We try. It takes a bunch of us.
I bet.
Bill's a tall man, Dan.
He's a big boy. That's why I figured you get like 3 or 4 guys. You should be good.
So how's your adventures going over there,
Yeah,
Ron?
it takes quite a few of us.
So
what?
how is your adventure going over there, man?
It's great. We're loving it up here. It's
He got his ass dragged up the hill.
I got my ass dragged up the hill. Yes, I don't have a locker yet. So no lock Rod.
No lock Rod. No lock Rod. That's
He's
right.
still waiting
That's
for his locker.
right. Hey Rod. Did you get any body
So
damage?
yes, couldn't get up the wall.
Did you get any body damage?
No, not this year.
Well, I guess No Lock Rod's still ahead of the game then, right? Right, Steve? Or who was it that guy that
Yes.
that smashed up the hill?
Tommy Lease. He's the one with the body damage.
Got
Tommy Lee, what are we talking about now?
It's not bad.
Jason Malik, I mean, it's answer James.
Oh, so we had three rigs with body damage.
Nice.
Man,
Good.
Boulder Nissan ought to appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
This show was brought to you by Boulder Nissan for those fenders and repairs.
Send us a check in the mail. Dang.
Contact care of Joey, parent.
And the Princess had no damage whatsoever.
Man, that just don't seem right, really.
I know. I feel like someone should throw a rock through his window.
Well, hold on, let me put it this way: the princess's CB never works. You can never hear
That's
Bill.
my gift, though, dude. Then they don't have to hear me all day.
Nice.
Man,
What Bill is not telling the world was going up the wall, he got on about one tire.
Oh,
Three wheels in the air.
Two.
Almost flipped.
He almost flipped it.
Wow. 3-wheeling? Joey Parent's going to be pissed that you're trying to one-up him.
call that the blueberry.
It's one thing to wheelie in the air, but going 3-wheelie air, that's pretty...
It was big, brother.
It was
big.
close. We thought he was flipping.
Now, is this a fish story, or are we going to see pics of this
Oh,
business?
no, we got
There's
video.
pics.
Oh, yeah. You can post that on Xterra Performance Facebook page. Xterra Performance on Facebook.
Being currently sued by an old lady.
Right? An old man.
For those people that don't know what Poughkeepsie Gulch is like, there's a 40-foot granite wall you have to climb up. And about 98% of the people have to be winched up. So to make it up unwinched is actually pretty heroic.
Nice.
Is this that real tight wall that Bill was telling me over at Moab where you didn't want stretched out 35s on, or
What was that?
You didn't want stretch 35s on the wall?
there was one you were telling me about one time, Bill, where you said, man, it was tight with 35s and tight and
Oh,
slow.
that's Black Bear Pass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's
We
the
did
one where
that
the
last
Jeep
year. We
rolled
had
down.
3 inches of tire hanging off the side of the edge.
Yeah.
We did not do Black Bear Pass this year.
Oh, darn.
Unsafe.
Okay, so let me kind of bring this slowly into a line with like an actual professional interview here. You guys said you did this last year. You did it this year. Is this turning into something that you guys are very into promoting as another big yearly run that you guys are going to be doing? That's kind of the question on everybody's lips.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, that is the answer I was hoping for, sir.
But again,
And I'm
you're
very
not
happy.
invited. David's invited, but you're not.
Let me just clarify something here, Bill, and for American audiences across the United States,
Dude, we're international.
and Canada and South America and some people in Oman and Saudi Arabia. I have never worried about like these things that people say they're like invite only, blah blah blah. I hear blah 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 when I see an invitation. It says blah. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a middle child. I had 2 older brothers, so they're like, "Oh, Danny, you're not invited." and that means you should show up and make a fool of yourself. So just so you know, that's what happens when I don't get an invite. It's just more reason for me to show up and be more of an idiot. Just to give you guys a heads up.
Okay, so you're still not invited, but we'll see you next year.
Roger that.
So is this one of the bigger things that your club does towards the end of the year, or?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about some of the. I'm assuming y'all have some kind of scheduled events y'all try to do a couple times a year, or?
Somebody else gets to talk.
Well, we started out for here in Ouray. You're wanting to know,
Or all around.
or just all around?
Just what about your club? What kind of? Because I know y'all do like some mod days and stuff, and I think you and Nice Tech seem to do a get together and.
Well,
We have every year we have our annual end of the season barbecue. Also with the raffle, it's a fundraiser for NORAC to purchase more trail equipment, more shovels, more of everything, fix our off-road trailers. Just because hopefully the club is growing and we need more equipment for everybody to get on the trail, to build buck and rail, and a lot of work like that. So that's where the money goes around every year.
Nice. So y'all do some donations, I take it?
Donations, we donate to State of the Trail. We donate to Tread Lightly. Yeah.
Got him again.
We can't be serious with Danny.
Danny, is that a Teletubby?
No, man, it's like a popple from like 1984. I just realized it's on my desk right now. My wife's got. I'm sorry. This is what happens with the Nissan Nation podcast.
We do this to everybody.
We got video feed here, and so people are talking. Anytime people talk about important things, somehow myself and Dave end up doing inappropriate things on the video feed, and I used a small popple. If you guys remember what popples are from like 19.
Dan, some of us are older than our 30s, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It was a child's toy from my wife. So, anyways, responsibility, cleaning up trails, U.S. Forest Service, NORAC is a very good association for responsibility.
And we still go out to have fun.
Yes, we still.
Yeah,
have.
you do. You guys look like you have a lot of fun.
Well, from what I know of you guys, I mean, y'all show up in force at things like Moab and stuff, and from what I've seen of the trail cleanups and stuff y'all do, I mean, y'all seem to be very, very active, and I think that's sometimes missing. I know, like the Jeep clubs, they'll have some things where they're active, but this is y'all's focus. It seems like is to really stay active and take care of the trails.
Yeah, in 2013 in September, we had some serious flooding that wiped out 40% of the trails on the Front Range.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been slowly getting them back open again. The trail we just recently adopted was Caribou Creek, and it had this mud pit that we had to block off. So we put up 250 feet of buck and rail in 45 minutes.
Wow.
We had such a large crew from 3 different two Jeep clubs and ours that it took nothing to get it up. And the whole time we were doing that, we had an angry bull moose watching us.
That's
Moose
not
and
Bill
squirrel.
Ouray.
It wasn't Bill.
Oh wow! I thought for sure that's
Full moose.
wow. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I think I saw pictures on Facebook of that. You guys are on Facebook, NORAC Facebook page. So if you guys don't follow them, check it out. If you're from Colorado, I'd highly suggest contacting them and hopping on and kind of looking into what they do, because you guys do some seriously good stuff for the off-road community. And instead of kind of like ruining the name for the off-road community where you just go out and destroy land, it's a whole new thing for off-roaders to go out and make sure that you're responsible. Whether it's picking up trash. I know you guys went out and filled an entire trailer up with trail trash, or building fences for areas that need to be kind of to I don't know what you would call it, rehabilitated.
Yeah,
Rehabilitated. That's the word. I'm not a science guy.
We can tell.
We stress with the members that they have to, in order to play, they have to pay, and the pay is to put in the volunteer time to keep the trails open.
Do y'all have like a minimum
right.
set amount of time that you make your guys volunteer? Or?
No, it's like when we did Caribou Creek, the idea was to open the south and the north end of the trail that day. So we broke it up into 2 groups to get the trail open. And it was a long day. We were done by about 6 p.m. and
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Yeah, it was. Everybody put in about 11 hours that day. It was pretty awesome.
We had 9 down trees.
Wow. Woo. So y'all are responsible for hauling this wood off as well, right?
No.
No.
Wait, now Bill's the only one that hauls wood. Sorry. Sometimes you just got to.
Well, let's get into some news with the guys, man. Let's see
guys,
what is
we're
going
gonna
on.
do some news. You guys can hop in. Talk about the news.
News. Let's see. What do I have this week? We got Nissan's talking about building some Leaf SUVs, man, or crossovers. Dan, did you get a chance to look at any of that?
I did, and I think they should rename it from a Leaf SUV to the Vagination Mobile.
They could call it the Stump. I mean, that might be better.
They could call it the Scissors Demanifier.
Well, I mean, you like it or not, we know electric cars are coming, and they're just going to start coming in force. But right now, they currently are making the little NV200 as an electric, and I think that was kind of to see if the market would hold for the making some kind of grocery getter as a SUV like this. And I don't know, man. I mean, Tesla, they're talking about coming out with an SUV, I think, next year. Nissan is talking about their battery life is supposed to double, from what I understand, with this new thing. So you're talking 200 miles in a electric car, which beats the current 80 to 100 miles they're getting now.
Well, the SUV has come to be a very broad term, in my opinion, and
this is
Tesla
true.
bringing. And don't get me wrong, I love Tesla. I love the fact that they're so crazy innovative. Elon Musk, Muskie Man, has he's working at building these charging stations and infrastructures, and brilliant, man. But I think we, maybe by the time we're old, almost as old as Bill, where we have to have dentures and stuff, we may be able to see an off-road vehicle. Sorry. We may be able to see an off-road vehicle that's electric.
It's
working. Someone let the dog out. Get me some toast.
Well,
you guys do know that Bill is actually 110 in giant years, right?
Thank God I'm short. So I mean, this is what a show. Poor Danny's over there. He's on the floor nearly.
We lost Danny.
Danny
We lost
boy,
Daniel.
the pipes.
He's lost it.
Let's try this again. What is going on, Nissan people? I'm doing the show alone, I guess. 'Cause Dan can't breathe over there. So Dan, batteries and stuff,
Sorry, batteries. Cars with batteries.
Things that make things go brrr and buzz and all that.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think the word SUV or the term SUV is kind of who knows with this thing. What is it going to be, like 5 more cubic feet of space to push the thing?
Yeah, I think we'll see. I think we'll see a decent truck SUV or something in our lifetime, electric powered. And maybe with advances in technology, we'll see something that's really awesome. Because whether or not we like it or not, I think there's so much technology and innovation in that area right now that sooner or later someone's going to harness it. I mean, you see the one-off builds that random people do that are pretty sweet, but sooner or later someone's going to kind of test that market.
Right. Well, the Leaf has been a somewhat of a hit for them. I got a feeling they're just sort of breaking even with it. But what it's doing is it's paying for the next generation of cars. When you're going to start seeing a Sentra version of all electric car and maybe an Ultima version, and so who knows? Dan, are you going to make it over there tonight, buddy?
Sorry, man. That giant ears thing—that's going to stick me for a long time.
That's a sticker right there, man. We need to have a sticker made on that stuff.
No, Bill was having fun this trip. I mean, we were at these peaks, up over 13,000 feet this week, and he didn't even need a beanstalk to get home. It was great.
I imagine with the airplanes out there. I imagine it's hard. It's probably 4 times the size of everybody else's. So I can imagine that he, everybody else gasping for oxygen at 13 or whatnot. And Bill's even higher than you guys are. So I'm surprised that he's able to go that high.
Transformers. So if y'all caught that. No, but since you guys are great to talk about this with, because you've got Boulder over there, which from a little bit I know about it's like pretty hoity-toity, and I noticed that the Nissan dealership there had a dozen or so Leafs sitting in there. And what is the hippie community of Colorado think of these electric cars?
They're selling the hell out of them. I mean, Boulder does an amazing business on them. The infrastructure on it's getting better and better. They don't necessarily, the majority of electric car owners don't necessarily like us.
Right.
Because, we're doing damage to the carbon footprint supposedly, but that's a different subject. So,
that's Carbon Nation. That's the next show.
Yeah, you can't talk about that on Nissan Nation. You have to go to Carbon Nation for that.
Carbon Nation.
Burp.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have driven the electric car, but I'll tell you what, it's pretty amazing what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely serve their purpose. It'll be interesting to see what you were saying though, with the battery life doubling, some things like that, what it's going to do.
Right.
I did hear rumors that Mercedes was looking at making a hybrid G-Wagon.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of these companies, they have to now, man, with the cafe regs just hitting everybody so hard. You've got to offset your bad vehicle somehow, man, and just pick those miles per gallon up any way you can.
Yeah, I heard. I was reading some article today about Peugeot. They have a really new designed car that they're using really like small people to under the hood.
Little people, huh?
It's a little wheel, and then they dangle a little carrot cake, which is a little bit. It's like a high performance model where instead of just a carrot,
right,
they dangle a carrot cake in front of the dwarf, and I mean those things really have some get up and go. They don't have a lot of. You can't get a lot of miles out of them, but
there's not a lot of speed.
They're
torque.
They're kind of like a drag car.
They're all torque.
Yeah.
Hey, are we talking like regular carrot cake, or are we talking like Kelly's carrot cake?
Well,
because if it's Kelly's carrot cake, that'd be like putting a turbo booster on.
Yeah.
Because that little batch is gonna want some of that cake.
Well, you know what? I interviewed a guy over the phone at the drags, the Peugeot dwarf drags, and he said what he was doing, and you know how guys at drag strips. He'd give his dwarf a little snort of coke, a little bit of weed to get him nice and hungry.
Are we talking about Are we talking about Kardashians now, or what? And,
that little dwarf's all hopped up on coke, and he's got the munchies for that carrot cake. Man, that little Peugeot would scream.
Service announcement. I'd like to say to little people everywhere that Dan's opinions do not reflect those of the Nissan Nation podcast.
No, I'm not talking about little people, man. I'm talking about like Gimli, like from Lord of the Rings, those kind of guys.
Where's Gandalf in all this,
man?
They're
very powerful.
Well, hell, the NORAC guys over there, they're in the land of Gandalf and all that, man. There's dragons probably popping out the hills.
Did you guys see any dragons over there in Ouray? Other than Bill?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when we were trekking up to the top of Mordor, Yeah, we.
Oh, I
saw
know
a
that
few
place.
fly by.
Moldor, Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah, but little do you know, it's a natural enemy to dragons is giants. So we didn't have any trouble at all with them.
Oh, poor Bill.
That turns into a real battle, and they're not really into.
So we should name Bill Gandalf, basically, right? Because he was the tallest guy in those movies.
We need. I mean, his beard is
a pink
Fu
beard,
Manchu, or I don't know what you'd call it exactly. Is getting there. So maybe we call him just Bill the Gray or something like that.
There you go. There you go. This is poor Bill.
Real geek. Nissan Nation podcast going full geek out Lord of the Rings tonight, fellas.
Why didn't those Eagles just take him all the way there from the get-go is what I want to know. Poor Danny. See, Dan's read you can tell Dan's read the books because he knows all this shit.
I'd like to announce here that I was homeschooled.
Anyways, so you guys y'all are seeing a lot of these little electric cars putting around there, huh?
Oh my God, it's huge. Seriously, it's amazing how many of them are on the road.
Hey, I saw first today. We saw a Subaru. What was that thing going down the hill?
Oh, Toyota RAV4.
A RAV4 going down a red-rated trail.
Oh, God.
And he almost drove off the edge trying to avoid a rock.
Those rocks will get you.
Those pebbles will get you over there.
Did you pick it up with one hand and move it for him?
Oh, let me get the other way.
No, but he almost did slip off the edge trying to avoid a rock, and it's like, oh boy.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
So let's jump into this, guys. What have you guys noticed? And I know Colorado's big with oil mines and stuff like that, and gas mines and stuff. Have you guys seen a downturn in the gas prices out that way?
No downturn in gas prices, but the biggest deal is actually massive layoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to. It's kind of a two-parter with this is gas prices. Who knows? There's debate on why they're all going cheap. Some say that the Saudis are trying to bankrupt Russia and all that, and that's political nation. That's another show. But if there was ever a savior, and this is me going on in my little soapbox. If there was ever a savior for the Xterra, we are in it, Dan. We are in it with gas prices. I'm near $2 over here right now, and we know how these automakers are.
Sleep over there.
Well, I'd do that to him, but we know how these automakers they can jump on something real quick, and with all the SUVs dying off real quick, and now the reports are out that GM, Ford, and Nissan are all posting high profits right now due to truck sales. And Lord knows it's not the Titan unless Bill's buying one. So it's with Nissan, it's going to be SUVs. It's got to be your Path. Well, I won't call that an SUV, but it's the Pathfinder and the Rogue and partly to the Xterra and Frontier. So if there was ever a savior for that vehicle right now, we're living in those times, man. And I know for a fact there's a design. The design's been approved. They were just waiting on the higher-ups to approve it. So it's not like they couldn't, within 18 months, shoot out a Generation 3 Xterra. Any opinions on that, Dan?
I think it's an extreme long shot.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to race the current Nissan Xterra.
You're actually going to race it?
The Vegas to Reno race in order to promote and bring awareness to the demise of the Xterra and the sickness. So if it happens, it will pretty much be because of me.
Dan, so what you're saying is you're the most hated man right now in America.
Not the demise. Did I say demise? I mean the rebirth. It will be because of me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm single-handedly bringing awareness to the death of the Xterra and how much it needs to be brought back. So when that third gen comes out, you can go ahead and just give me the honor and privilege of
Nissan
creating the need, the love. I pour my soul and heart, also known as my heart and soul,
right,
into the Nissan Xterra. And I cry baby tears on a nightly basis for its demise.
Right.
While simultaneously working to revise the soul of the X.
That would be revive, not revise.
You just got to let him go. You just got to let him go. Here.
Just imagine me putting my finger right up to your lips right now in a vertical fashion. And
well, you couldn't put your finger up. You couldn't.
Well, I'd get on a stool. But I firmly believe that a hard push needs to be made,
like a birthing
into
push,
the
like a
birthing, like a sensual birthing push to create a new Xterra feeling across the world that grabs a hold of Nissan's face and really just like pulls it in and says, "Hey, this is what we are going to give you.
Give it all to me."
And then Nissan will say yes, as long as you say it correctly and you give them the afterwards.
Nice,
It's not my first rodeo, Dave.
It's not. I can tell you. Back when you were a mechanic, right? Who were you a mechanic for?
BMW.
Yeah. So I can tell you made headways over there. So I'm glad you came to the Nissan brand.
What are you trying to say, Dave?
Well, they're making electric cars now and stuff, and they're turbo hybrid, whatever you were talking about on previous shows, man. All I know is you were a BMW mechanic at one time, Dan. You say it about every show.
How do you know that, Dave?
Well, because we got, I think, 16 or 15 other podcasts that claim it.
Do we need to have a verbal fisticuffs, Dave?
East versus West?
I believe you were a Nissan quasi-mechanic, weren't you?
No, I was just a guy that put mirrors on the trucks.
That's close enough.
I was short enough that I could reach that, buddy.
Oh, Bill could have put like the roof racks on the
Xterras.
Big one. No, not the Xterras, the bigger one, the Armada. Bill, if you play your cards right, you could be a Armada roof rack installer.
The Armada's been killed off at the moment, so sorry, Dan. Speaking of which, though, I did hear rumors that the next Armada is going to be the current Patrol. I don't know if you've seen this or not. There's
I would have to change my underpants if that happened.
Well, I mean, the current Patrol is not the classic of the '90s and stuff, and all the cool safari looking ones, but
Storm came just
it's still
rolling
cool.
in hard. I'm just wondering if that messed with it.
Uh-oh. Do we got a storm?
Apparently, the boy down in Ouray started downloading the biggest inappropriate file he could find.
Ah, 2 girls in a cup, huh?
Plumpers. He went straight to Plumpers, and now Bill and Friends is not going to be able to talk on the radio anymore.
Damn it. Well, anyways, I'll wrap this little rant up. But I really do, like, if there was ever a time, I mean, these car companies, they jump on these knee-jerk reactions of when the trends change with gas prices and stuff. So if there ever was a time,
There's a rainstorm coming.
all right. Well, if they fade out,
And
I think Bill's getting shot by Star Wars villains.
Set it up.
well,
Bill, if you can hear us well, you guys are cutting out like crazy. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this show. I have a feeling it's just going to get worse for you. I heard something about rainstorms and Jedi Knights and Stormtroopers. So, and now you're gone.
right. So anyways, we really do appreciate that. It was kind of we knew it was going to be a mixed up mess, but those guys were actually out on an event, man, and were glad enough to join us in here. We really appreciate that. What is their Facebook page? What is it? NORAC?
NORAC.
How do you spell that?
I think it's just Facebook.com/NORAC. NORAC.
All right. And we'll have those guys on when they actually get to a line that there's not some little kid sucking up the internet. But so let's see. What else do we got? Let's see. We hit my theme of please save the Xterra, What do you drink? Dan, you drinking on anything tonight, man? I mean, this is...
I'm sucking down those 805s that I was talking about. Those things were premier. I bought them cold on my frantic drive home to get home and.
What do y'all have drive-throughs out there where you can just drive through and they?
Well, it's kind of like that. I kicked my buddy out the door as I drove through, and he ran in and got him. So does that count? What do you? Oh, Dave. Dave?
What?
What are you drinking, buddy?
Dude, I am on Angry Balls tonight, man.
Not only are you drinking Angry Balls, but you're drinking Angry Balls out of our favorite football team,
Cincinnati Bengals, buddy.
Bengals. What?
Roar, roar. Hey, man, training camp here. Training camp is here.
Yeah.
Finally, you know, it's always a bummer to me with the training camps popping up. For one thing, I love football, and I'm like, oh, man, finally some football, man, something to kind of do and teams to root for. But then I'm like, fuck, winter's coming. And not that you ever know what winter's about or anything. It's 70 degrees.
Oh, yeah, winter in February, it gets down to like 60, and then we have to put on like pants.
Thermals.
What's a thermal?
Exactly, man. Exactly. I know you don't know.
No, you know what, Dave? I will say that next weekend, I may be going up to Mammoth, and sometimes it gets chilly at night in Mammoth, and I might have to wear thermals. But I'm going up to Mammoth. Can I do a shout out, Dave?
Dude, it's a shout
can I lay something
out.
down on the Nissan Nation podcast here? I'd like to do a shout out to my wife because next weekend, August 10th, is our 13-year anniversary of being married.
Wow.
So, Jamie Groders.
What does that date that at? What year did y'all get married?
2000. It was an amazing time in my life. No, but my reason, man. And so we're gonna head up to Mammoth, up in the mountains, and get a little away time.
Are y'all doing backpacking and stuff, or?
No, she's actually going backpacking the weekend, like 2 weekends after that.
I seen her.
So,
I seen your
we're
wife.
Just gonna go up.
I seen her posting up about some, interested in some supplies for that. That may be a fun show for us to do sometime, man. How do you set your vehicle up for a killer expedition style run?
Yeah. Well, we could do some reviews and gear reviews and stuff. I know I got a bunch of stuff that I've used and hated and used and loved and stuff. Maybe we could just do it a full gear review show.
Dude, we've had my wife on here. Why don't we have your wife on here to do some reviews?
I took her backpacking for our 10-year anniversary. And I used to be an avid backpacker. I haven't been much in the last couple of years since I started with kids and taking them out overlanding and stuff like that. But yeah, she's going on her first solo backpacking trip, and I wanted to go with her, but I took her out once and kind of showed her the ropes a little bit.
It's hard to be solo when you're two people.
Yeah, well, I mean, not like solo, like meaning like she's going backpacking,
right? Without
her and a couple friends. So
there'll be some bottles of wine stuck in there somewhere. I got a feeling.
There's a good chance.
If there's one thing I learned from that TV show Cougar Town is, man, women when they're out alone, they're gonna have a bottle of wine somewhere.
Yeah, she's already talking about flasks and stuff, but yeah, I think she's gonna have a good time. I think it'd be a great idea to bring her on and we'll see what she's gonna be packing up for her little backpacking trip because we're the Nissan Nation podcast, but we like part of Nissan is overlanding and adventure and just going out and trying new things. I think
right.
So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, she's getting ready for that. So and that'll be the weekend. It's funny because we're gonna do our little weekend away for each other, and then it's straight into race weekend for Team Xterra Racing. We're racing, buddy.
The debut,
right? Literally, as we speak, the race truck is going through some test runs right now out in the Utah deserts, I guess you would say. I don't know, some Utah flatland.
Well, is your buddy Dave going to be ready?
Yeah, he's helping out with some stuff. And we're all working together. It's definitely gonna take a team effort. Nick Schulte's setting up his truck for a chase rig. We're getting some backup drivers. We're not exactly sure, but we're for sure racing this year. There's just too much. We've worked so hard.
Right.
Mainly Dave and his crew and his brothers and Joe, our good buddy Joe Camus, have worked really hard to get the truck going. And now that it's running, pretty much nothing can stop us. unless we break the truck, of course, today.
Right.
I'm kind of stressed because they're out testing it right now, making sure that they can put it through their paces, and I just want to make sure that they don't break it, because that would be the only thing that stopped us from showing up.
Well, I mean, the way y'all's lucks went this year, I mean, why not?
Yeah, it's been one thing after the other. So, if everything goes good today, it looks like August. What is it? 13th, I think, is a Thursday. 14th is Friday. Something like that. The Vegas to Reno race is 500 something miles, and we race starting Friday, and we race from Vegas to Reno, basically, a little bit outside of Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost 11 hours in the truck. I'm gonna try and do the whole thing. As far as like,
how do they do with driver switching? I mean, how is that?
You can switch drivers at pit stops. We don't have a ton of drivers, so
I mean, so you can like switch. It's like a team out, right?
Yeah. I mean, and really, just because of our, we haven't had a great luck trying to get new drivers in there and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a marathon of driving and riding. Really, I'm gonna be sitting there looking at the GPS most of the time.
Yeah. Just calling out direction or.
Yeah, calling out direction. Keeping an eye on some of the hazards, because there's a big long list of hazards that you got to make sure that when you're coming up to them, you're gonna slow down and stuff. So that's kind of the co-driver's job, is to make sure you don't get twisted up into something that's pre-marked on the course. So, but that's 11. If you've spent 11 hours on the freeway, you can only imagine cruising 60 miles an hour on extremely bumpy roads.
Oh, so this would have to be like doing a drive across country in a day somehow,
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine.
It's about the equivalent, except you don't have no AC. You're driving in 107 degree weather, full of dust, with a helmet on and a fire suit. That probably you're probably drinking about 200 liters of water the whole trip. Right. So I don't know. I'm a little, there's butterflies in my stomach for the whole thing, because I mean, I've run a marathon before, but I think this is going to be just as bad and or harder, just because I've said that I will go as long as I possibly can go, as far as mentally.
Well, this has been your dream, man. I mean, for quite a long time.
It's been my dream, and a lot of guys said, like, there's no way you can sit in that truck for 11 hours and take that kind of a beating. And who knows? Maybe I can't. But I'm one of those guys. I like to test myself. I like to put myself up against really hard odds. And
I really like doing that with
myself up.
I like to do that with food.
You cannot eat that sandwich in one sitting.
Bullshit! I will do it.
I'll do it. Meanwhile, 1,700 pieces of pizza later, in the bathroom throwing up.
Right. Well, let's do a shout out, man. We've had some problems with this show. I dropped the recorder, and I'm editing all this together for those that, if you hear some weird blop in the middle. But I would give if this doesn't come through, I'm gonna give a shout out to Mr. Brian Smith, the Frontier guy.
Ooh, Brian. The classic. How should we describe Brian? Because he is the quiet.
He's a quiet, happy guy, man.
Boisterous, happy. He is.
Well, he's a Frontier guy that hangs around with a bunch of Xterra guys, so he's already odd man out.
Yeah.
And when I know it went last year when he showed up, man, you gave him a couple Frontiers that pulled in, and it was like a little puppy with his first toy. I mean, he was wagging his tail and.
Yeah,
he's
not a man of many words.
Yeah,
but I feel like he makes them count, and he uses solid enunciations and drama with his words, so he makes it count. And Brian, I think you're better than J.R. Carey.
Ooh. Maybe who can we get on the show more is what I want to know.
We'll see how that shakes down in the upcoming Went, huh?
Right. Let's give a shout out to Mr. Josh Foster. Josh is the president of VAXC, which is the Virginia Xterras Club. He brought that kind of club back from obscurity, man, and they've got a fairly hefty if I can say it. They've got a crew with them.
Yeah,
And,
I want to give a shout out to Bill Landgraf, Wild Bill.
Buck Snort.
We haven't seen him much. Buck Snort. We haven't seen him too much in the off road community. I know he's a part of the Great Lakes Xterra guys.
Yeah.
I met the guy a couple of years ago in Gone and seen him
Bill-
a couple times.
Bill is a straight shooter, man, and you got to love that.
Probably one of the cooler guys I've met in all my travels. I'd say
There's no
Bill
bullshit
is
with him.
probably up there.
If the dude shakes your hand to something, it is what it is.
And he's the kind of guy that just whips up food and you eat it without question because you know that shiz is going to be delicious.
Right. Let's see. Let me give a shout out to a Canuck friend of mine, Miss Tracy Davies. Ooh. She's been on several of the forums, and I forget what something Off-Road Canuck or something her forum name is, but she's a friend of the show. She's been listening to all of them. She hit me up the other day and said I guess she was driving from Canada, Saskatchewan or wherever it is, down to the Dakotas, man, which is like a 10-hour drive. And our beautiful voices, Dan, kept her company.
Oh, man. Tracy, I appreciate you and the road tripping that you do, and I just wanted to say, well done. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was a sensual voice or just soft, and maybe I just put her to sleep and she crashed on the freeway. That would make me feel
We're killing people now. We are killing people. So let's see. You got any other? I got a couple more things I want to hit on, and any other shout outs though?
I want to give a shout out to. Oh shoot, I'm totally blanking. I know who I want to shout out to.
Let me mention the name Ryan Bennett. Does that mean
Ryan Bennett? He's a beast. I like that guy.
Yeah, man. He's
a go-to, man.
I think his sticker company's like 605 something stickers. They're on Facebook. But if there was a guy that could have worse luck with an Xterra, this is our man. He traded in his Gen 1 that was a 2-wheel drive to get a Gen 2 4-wheel drive and instantly had problems. He barely made it to NXM the last year of NXM. He barely made it the next year to Went because of car problems, but the dude is a trooper, and I wanted to give him a shout out. Nice,
yeah. That's he's a solid cat. He's always doing it. He's always got a positive attitude, and I appreciate that character. You know who I want to give a shout out to? Jen Bachman.
Yeah, definitely.
Solid Frontier homie. She's got a super sweet truck. Awesome Moab person that I met. She's always out there wheeling, having a good time.
Yeah,
awesome. And I want to give her a shout out.
Awesome to and she's a badass driver. She's not just a woman driver out there.
Yeah, she got some skills.
Yeah. What's the big crack that everybody goes up there out at Moab? It's always like where McAfee almost flipped.
Oh, Hell's Gate.
The gate.
Yeah, Hell's Gate. She cruised up Hell's Gate like it was no
That's right,
big
man.
deal.
McAfee, man, was up there on 3 wheels, man. He just thought you got to roll down the hill, and she just cruised up there like, she said, fuck it, man, I'm just going. Get out of my way.
Heck yeah.
Well, let's see, Dan, before we wrap this show up, it's fight night, Dan.
It is, and fights are about to start here in about 20 minutes.
I know.
We gonna see some Ronda Rousey put her down or what?
Dude, I went over a clip, and I'm not a big MMA guy, and so when people start talking about this stuff, I got to get on the internet and kind of just see what is going on. And of course, I know who she is. She's been in movies, man, and she's just a total badass. But I went through. Somebody made a clip video of every one of her wins, and Jesus, man, could this chick be more of a badass?
Dude, Ronda Rousey is such a legit athlete. Whether or not you like her as a person or whatever.
She's a GTR.
She does not play games. Olympic athlete. And she brings her A game every time. She's a competitor. Like I said, if you look past any kind of personal things, whether you like her attitude or whatever,
she's a fighter.
She is so legit, man. She is so legit. She does some serious competing. You know
what's fun? I noticed from watching this little clip show, they showed her doing, how they do the weigh-ins and stuff, and they do their arms up in the air and stuff.
Fists up.
That chick, when she's looking them people in the eye, dude, it ain't for, hey, this is a sport, this is part of the entertainment factor. She's like, I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass right now. That's what it is.
Yeah, she's going against Corey. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I don't see Corey having anything for her.
You want to do a bet?
I think it'll take a little bit longer.
I'm going to say
Rousey to take her down.
I'm going to say it's under a minute, Dan.
I said that earlier on some kind of Facebook post or something like that. I think it'll take a little. Corey is a legit fighter. I think it might take a little bit longer, but only because I feel like Rousey wants to do a little bit of punishing. That's my personal thought. She wants to prove to everybody that nobody can even stand a chance.
Right.
And she's ended so many matches so quick. I think what she'll do is she'll go out there, play it a little bit safe, but at the same time, just show dominance through a couple rounds and then finish it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything I've seen of this girl, Tyson, when I was growing up, man, it's probably just a hair before your time, Dan, but Tyson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was the same kind of feel to these fights, man. It was like, oh my God, this is 90 seconds and it's over, and this girl captures that feeling when you see about these fights of, hey, nobody's got a chance now till she bites somebody's ear off or gets a tattoo across her face, but
yeah. It could go into a downward spiral, but
right. And I've heard her on some podcasts, man. She's on the Jay More Stories podcast, and he interviews her at her house. And man, just even the interview, she's just like straightforward. There's no bullshit. It's just when they're talking about fighting, it's like it's on. So I know you're excited to get to that, man. And maybe when people start hearing this, it'll be Monday when they hear this, and they'll go, "Wow, those guys didn't know anything they were talking about."
Yeah, right. We'll see. I guess we'll find out. There should be a lot of good fights tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a real UFC freaking nerd. I try and watch as many fight nights as I can. So maybe we'll revisit it a little bit. We can touch on it next time and talk about it.
You do the Spike TV shows or whatever they used to do? Do you do all that too?
Oh yeah.
Nice, man.
On my bucket list is to fight somebody in the ring. In like a legit local fight. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I've whacked off a couple. I've done a couple things on my bucket list.
Woo! Whack it off on the Nissan Nation podcast.
So we'll see if I get to that one. We'll not.
Dan, what a freaking show tonight, buddy.
Great show, man.
Dude, I just love these bullshit shows like this where we're just out there just. We're talking to people out 14,000 feet up in the air, or this is what it is. If you guys like us, man, show us a little bit of love. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, do us a favor, click through the website. What this does, when you click through our links that we have on the website, it shows Amazon where you came from. And when you do that, they give us a small percentage back. And while it may not be, maybe nickels and dimes, those nickels and dimes pay for some hosting fees, and they buy the big man over there a drink or two every once in a while, and we know he likes that 805, so please help us support Dan's drinking habit and my hosting habit.
Let's just do that.
And please click through the Amazon banner if you're going to buy something, and also check us out on Facebook. We are a Nissan Nation podcast on Facebook. We're always posting up something fun and stupid, and I think tonight I even posted up something about what we were drinking, So if you have questions, that's the best way to get a hold of us. If you got a topic you want us to talk about, hey man, it's fair game. This is a Nissan podcast, but this is also a podcast about two guys that just like living life. What's that?
Hold on.
What is it?
Kyle, come here. Oh, come here. Come on. Just drink all three of them? Oh, come here. Hold on.
What we got going on, Dan?
Man. Oh, he walked off. That was so. We were so close to awesomeness. That was my best friend Kyle, also my boss over at the Air National Guard.
I've heard you talk about this guy.
Yeah, I try. I worked as much magic as I possibly could to try and get him out, come and do a little guesting tonight. But he doesn't want to have anything to do with the microphone. He likes to just point at me from afar.
He's probably seen what you do to that microphone, Dan.
There's a good chance.
Well, he's your best friend, so
yeah. That's true.
Anyways, so if the best way to get a hold of us is probably on Facebook, man. We're also on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Nissan Nation Podcast on Instagram. If you got a badass rig and you want to show it off, bring it on, man. We'll show some love.
Post it on our Facebook page. Show off your rig. We love seeing them. We'll give you a shout out. We'd love to see, post up a picture of your rig. Tell us all about it. We'd be more, if your rig's awesome or something like that, we'd love to talk to you. Just interact with us. The more Nissan guys, if you got a sweet car, if you got a Datsun, we love it all. So make sure and post it up. And let us know what you think.
We do, man. We do love them all. And like I was saying, this show is just about two guys that just love these vehicles. You've listened to us now for 15 episodes. We're not super serious. We're in the know of certain things, and certain things we're just making up, man. So Dan, go enjoy your fight, buddy, and watch Ronda Rousey whip some girl's ass.
Hey, big game. Good show tonight, brother.
Awesome show.
I'll talk to you later.
Awesome show.
See ya.
So this is the Nissan Nation, and we are out.